Hey everybody, Fishman here. Welcome to another video. Well, one thing this summer's done for me is given me a new respect for the hardiness of guppies, because we are still getting rather substantial swings in temperature. In the daytime it's in the low 30s to mid 30s, and at night it still goes down into the teens. So we're getting about a 15, 16, sometimes an 18 degree swing in the run of a day, and as you can see, they're perky, they're happy, they're swimming around. I'm very anxious to see in a couple months when I pull these guys out, well, maybe not that long, to see if there's anything really different about them. I'm going to put them in their own aquarium, of course, and see if I can have a bit of a comparison, see if, they're more colorful or anything along those lines. Still haven't seen any fry, but that's not terribly surprising, I don't think. And as you can see, the water's gotten a little bit more green again, but other than that, they're happy, they're swimming around. I do feed them when I remember to, because unfortunately being outdoors, I don't often think about them. It's not part of my routine, so usually when I get home I'll look in the backyard, oh yeah, I gotta feed these guys, and that's when it happens. So as you can see, I'm now pressure testing this. I haven't forgotten about it. It's holding water, which is obviously the first step in this. The next thing I need to do is design, well, in a second you'll see there at the back end, I need to design that. That has to be set up so I can, as you can see, have the water flow through from the main pump, and also, of course, have some water go into here. And I don't think the water going into here is going to be a problem, because the water level in the tank is considerably higher. So, well, I'll just have to put some form of elbow on it and get that so that the water will overflow from this and the sump relatively equally. And anyway, that's my next step. I need to do that, and then we can proceed on getting this hooked up and running. Aquaponics, unfortunately, doesn't seem to be working out so far, because I've been trying to get, the last couple of weeks I've been trying to get watercress to root. And I have been completely and totally unsuccessful so far, which is something I've kind of found out on the internet is very difficult to get it to root initially. Of course, when it does, you're off to the races. But unfortunately, I can't get that to happen. It might just be the fact that the watercress I'm getting is half dead to begin with. I don't know. We'll find out. I'll look into it a little bit more, and I'll see what I can do with that. I haven't shown you this filter in a little while. As you can see, it is crammed full of plants and a bit of algae and whatnot. It needs to be cleaned, not the actual filter part, just the top part here where, there's a fair amount of algae growing there because it is quite humid. So I need to do something about that. That's about it. And of course, clear the holes again so the water flows properly. Now this is the little brother one. It is not as, it's not growing as well. But as you can see, the water flows nicely. It does its job. It's probably just not not as good at removing nitrate as the other one would be. The last week and a half, I have been moving an awful lot of fish out of the fish room into clients' tanks. As you can tell here, this tank is practically empty now, and this is where I think I'm going to be putting the killifish. I'm going to take this box filter out, put it in another aquarium. Killies like a nice quiet environment. And that little bit of filtration from, well, it's not a little bit of filtration, but the flow from the wall in the back is more than enough for them. I still haven't moved Mom out of here. I have never really ever had an issue with female African eating her fry. And as you can see, this is no exception. She's doing really quite well with them. She does need to come out. At some point in time, she's already fattening up quite a bit. She'll be ready to spawn again, and having her in there at that time is not usually a good idea. These guys are doing really well. I'm very happy with them. I am going to move these guys into their own aquarium because I've created a bunch of space now, and I'm going to I have a bunch of Java moss in with the adults. I'm just going to pull that Java moss out, throw it up in here, and see if anything comes out of it, because, well, that's obviously the laziest way possible of breeding these guys, but I just want to see if that is something that will work for them. I didn't get a whole lot of fry this time, so I'm going to give it one more shot. And speaking of fry, these guys are growing really nicely. They're extremely shy, as you can tell, and I need to move the Java moss whenever I want to have a look at them. but they're fine, they're healthy. This is batch number 2. Batch number 1 is ready to go into the paludarium, so that's excellent, so I'll probably put them up there soon. Still haven't done anything with this. I bought it because I love the smell. At some point I will start trying to root that and get some more hydroponic, aquaponic thing going with that. This is the one and only peace lily I've ever got that isn't thriving. And I suspect it has something to do... Oh, there's a watercress, by the way. It needs to be fished out of here. As you can tell, it is in the process of dying. So anyway, I got to figure out something with that the peace lily. It's, like I said, just not doing well. But ever since I've started moving a fair amount of the guppies out of here, I've been noticing you can't quite see that very well, but there's a nice school of them back there, baby guppies. So I'm going to move a bunch more of them from the other tanks, especially the one with the red crystal shrimp, because I want to thin that out, and they'll all go up in here. Everything else in this tank's doing really well, which is, not a surprise. It's actually one of my most stable aquariums. So here are the older fry since I started collecting them, and you'll notice the one right in the center now is starting to color up. It's going to be a male, and that's excellent. Quite happy to get as many males as possible. From a breeding point of view, it's better to have more females, but clients only want the males. So, well, anyway, color. They're doing very well. I'm very happy with them. The breeder box is fine. Oh, and this is one thing I've noticed while I was doing this. There's a coolie that shows out. I didn't have to lift the subwater tank this time. So as far as the breeder box goes, I am going to try something else in there with them, I think. I think I'll use the Achilles, a different method for that, and I might try guppies or something in there. It works. It's just small boxes like this are not my preference. As you can see, I prefer to raise fry in aquariums. They have much more space this way. But anyway, I want to work with that a little bit more. It works fine. I'll just have to see if it's something I'm going to continue with long term. And the last tank was obviously the platies, and these are the zebra Danios, and they're both doing very, very well. Nothing has really changed in the last week with them, but well, they're getting to the size now where their growth rate will slow down a fair amount, and well, anyway, they're big enough. I'll find another aquarium for them as well, because they do need a bit more space, so I'll have to spread them out a little bit. The baby shrimp is doing very fine in here. I didn't see it while I was doing the recording, but I've seen it many times during the week. It's getting of a sufficient size now where I have to double check against one of the adults to make sure that it's the juvenile and not one of the smaller males. So this is deciding to finally die back. It was doing really well. It's a red Luigia, and it grew crazy over this for quite some time. But now it seems to be drying out, and it can't be because of humidity, because it's really, really humid in here, so I'm not sure what it is. So thank you very much for watching. Leave comments. Let me know what you think about all this, and I will see you in the next video, and bye for now.